Hello guys, today I will be talking about two American airline companies. The first company is Southwest and the second one is United Airlines. From Finance Yahoo we can see that Southwest missed its first quarterly estimate from last year. It missed its second quarterly earning, it met its third, and it bet its fourth quarterly earning from last year. And we can see that their first quarterly estimate for this year is higher than their first quarterly earning estimate from last year. In terms of share price, at the beginning of 2020, the company was at 54.98, and during this time period, it reached a peak of 62.78. United Airlines bet their first quarterly earning from last year. They bet their second, third, and fourth quarterly earning from last year. And their first quarterly earning estimate is slightly higher than their first quarterly earning estimate from last year. In terms of the share price, at the beginning of 2020, the company was at 74.8, and now it is at 46.47. Let us now move on and discuss their respective financial statements. The first company I'd like to discuss is Southwest Airlines. These figures are from SEC, and please remember that the following numbers are in millions. Southwest increased its revenue from 15,790 to 26,091. Unfortunately, their net income fell from 977 to 465. The rise in revenue is always good to see. However, it is clear that expenses rose more exponentially than the company's revenue. Hopefully the company manages to increase their revenue more or decrease their expenses so that net income increases in the future. Moving on, let us now discuss their cash flows. Southwest operating activities rose from 2,322 to 3,790 and then to 3,164. The main reason why operating activities rose is because accounts payable and accrued liabilities increased. They increased from 38 in 2021 to 1,386. As I've mentioned in previous videos, accounts payable is a good thing, so it's nice that there's nothing to worry about. In terms of investing activities, the company's investing activities went from negative 1,264 to negative 3,746 and then to negative 2,932. The main reason why investing activities rose is due to the increase in capital expenditure. Capital expenditure went from negative 505 to negative 3,520. The main reason why capital expenditure rose is because the company purchased more long-term assets, specifically PPE. Hopefully, these long-term assets prove to be beneficial to the company, profitable to the company, hopefully they increase their revenue and their income in the future. In terms of financial activities, the company's financing activities went from 359 to negative 3032 and then to negative 436. The reason why there was such a large increase in financing activities in the year 2022 is because of their repayments, their long-term repayments. The company did pay off some of their long-term debt, and we will be able to see that in their balance sheet. Moving on, let us now discuss their balance sheet. Now, in terms of Southwest's balance sheet, and this balance sheet shows you the 2023 values and the 2022 values, we can see that the company has a lot of long-term assets and inventory. This is expected due to the nature of their business. We can see that they purchased more flight equipment. Flight equipment went from 23,000 to 26,000. We could see that from their investing activities. They also reduced their long-term liabilities, specifically long-term debt and air traffic liability fell down. This could be seen from their financial activities. The company's accounts receivable is too big for me. I'd like to see a drop in accounts receivable. Their equity and income ratio is not so good. Their income has fallen during this time period, and I'd like to see an increase in it. In any case, that's all I have to say about Southwest. Let us now discuss United Airlines. United Airlines increased their revenue during this time period from 24,634 to 33,717. In terms of their income, their net income rose from negative 1,964 to a positive 2,618. This is good news to us as shareholders. The company's expenses did rise as well during this time period. However, their revenue increased at a higher rate than their expenses. Hopefully, their income and their revenue continues to increase in the future. Moving on, let us now talk about their cash flows. From their United Airlines cash flows, we can see that operating activities went from 2,040 to 5,992 and then to 6,879. The reason why operating activities rose is mainly due to the increase in net income. Initially, it was at a negative 1,962 and it went up to 2,620. In terms of the company's investing activities, it went from negative 672 to negative 13,000 and then to negative 600, negative 6,106. The main reason why there was a large increase in financial activities was due to the purchases of short-term investments and bonds. Initially, it was at negative 68 and it went up to negative 11,000 and then to negative 9,000. The company, after purchasing a large amount of short-term and other investments. The company then sold them in 2023. We can see that the proceeds were 10,519 from that sale. Just like with Southwest, we can see that United Airlines has purchased capital expenditure during this time period. Initially, capital expenditure was at negative 2,000. It then went to negative 4,800 and then to negative 7,000. Hopefully, these long-term assets prove to be profitable for the company in the long run. In terms of financing activities, their financing activities went from a positive 6,400 to negative 3,200 and then to negative 1,800. The reason why there was such a large positive value initially is because of the proceeds from issuance of debt, which were at positive 11,000. These proceeds drastically dropped in the following year and slightly increased in the current year. The company has also been providing payments for their long-term debt during this time period. Initially, it was at negative 5,000, and in the latest year, it was at negative 4,248. In any case, let us now talk about the company's balance sheet. From the United Airlines balance sheet, and this is 2023 and 2022, we can see that the company has indeed sold their short-term investments. In 2022, it was at 9,248, and in 2023, it was at 8,330. We saw this in their investing activities. We can also see that the company has purchased more long-term assets, specifically flight equipment and other property and equipment. The company has also reduced their long-term debt from 28,000 to 25,000. The United Airlines balance sheet does look slightly better than Southwest Airlines. Again, they do have a lot of inventory and assets, but this is to be expected due to the nature of their business. I'd like to see a reduction in accounts receivable. I do think that would improve their balance sheet slightly. I'd also like to see an improvement in the income and equity ratio. However, this may be difficult for them to do due to the massive costs involved in their business and their regulation. But in any case, let us now analyze all four of the airline companies using Guru Finance. Now, Guru Finance is an application available in the Apple Store. Here you have the Home tab, which gives you references and a brief explanation. The Info tab, which informs you what information you need to write in each tab. Here's the Analysis tab. Your name, notes, and then from the Statement of Operations, you get the following numbers. Then from Cash Flow. Then from the balance sheet, you get the assets, the liabilities, and equity. And then if you want to do a market, you will need to place a market capitalization value and currency. In any case, let's now compare United Airlines with Southwest Airlines. From United Airlines and Southwest latest years, we can see that Southwest has a larger value than United Airlines. The main reason for this is because of the large amount of long-term liabilities United Airlines has. They have 39,575,000, and on the other hand, Southwest has only 13,716,000. That being said, United Airlines has a greater opportunity to grow in the future. The main reason for this is because of the much higher income they had in this year than compared to Southwest Airlines. Moving on, if we were to compare Southwest Airlines previous year with United Airlines previous year, we can see that both companies have a relatively similar value to each other. Southwest has a slightly higher finance value, and we can see that United Airlines still has a greater growth opportunity than Southwest Airlines. Now that we have the latest annual report for Delta Airlines and American Airlines, let's quickly compare the two companies to each other. And here we can see that American Airlines has a better finance condition than Delta Airlines in the latest annual report, most likely due to the high accounts receivable Delta Airlines has. That being said, they do have a very similar value, and Delta Airlines does have a much higher growth potential than American Airlines. However, I'd like to see an increase in their finance condition in the next annual report. If you want to know more about the two companies, I made a previous video about them and their previous financial statements. Comparing Southwest to Delta Airlines latest annual report, we can see that Delta Airlines has a better growth potential. However, Southwest does have a better value and a better finance condition. Southwest with American Airlines latest annual report, we can see that American Airlines does have a better finance condition than Southwest. They have the same growth potential. However, Southwest does have a better value than American Airlines. That being said, both companies are below the risky line, so I advise caution with both of them. United Airlines and Delta Airlines. United Airlines has a better finance condition. They have a better current assets and current liability ratio than Delta Airlines. They have similar growth potential and similar value conditions. United Airlines with compared to American Airlines, we can see that American Airlines does have a slightly better finance condition. However, United Airlines has a better growth and value condition. That being said, both of them are below the too risky line, and for that reason I would advise caution. In any case, let us now create a market out of all four of the companies. Now I'm going to compare American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Southwest, and United Airlines in this market. And this is their 2024 market. From the market, we can see that American Airlines takes up 13% of the market, Delta Airlines takes up 39%, Southwest 28%, and United Airlines 19%. The company with their highest market capitalization in 2024 was Delta Airlines. Now, if we compare this with the previous year, now in the previous annual report, we can see that American Airlines had a market capitalization of 8,930,000,000, and their percentage of the market was 13%. Delta Airlines had the highest market capitalization and the highest market percentage of 39%. The same was in the year before, the one I showed you previously. Southwest was at 26% and United Airlines was at 20%. Now, Delta Airlines does have decent growth compared to the other companies. There is a chance they could potentially take a higher percentage of the market in the future. However, I am concerned with their finance condition. The company isn't too stable in the short term, and hopefully they manage to improve the company's stability in the future. Another company which could increase the percentage of the market they own is United Airlines. United Airlines has good growth, slightly higher than Delta Airlines. They have decent value compared to the other airline companies, and they have a better finance condition than other airline companies. So I do think that United Airlines has a higher chance of taking a bigger percentage of the market in the future. That being said, I don't think any of these companies are that profitable for the shareholder. I don't think their financial statements are that good, and I don't think shareholders will get a lot of value from the company in the short term and perhaps even in the long run. But in any case, let us now put Southwest and United Airlines on the rating table. I'm going to place both Southwest and United Airlines, in the careful section, there seems to be too many costs involved in the airline industry, too many regulations. That being said, people wouldn't fly planes if the regulations weren't tight. But in any case, the expenses are very high for all four of these companies. I don't think, perhaps Delta and Southwest and United Airlines might increase the percentage they own of the market. That being said, I don't think they'll be too profitable for shareholders. All of them need to improve their revenue and improve their income. In any case, that's all I have to say about the airline industry. In the next video, I'll talk about AMD and Nvidia. Thank you for watching and see you next time.